How far are you willing to go for a job? Are you willing to fly around the country and interview? I'm here with the awesome Dr. Parth Patel in my favorite place, Philadelphia. He's a part of Dentist Job Connect. Parth, just tell our audience, what are you doing here in Philadelphia these few days?
So I'm coming to visit some practices that I found on dentistjobconnect.com.
Awesome. And you just literally went on your phone, very easy. You scrolled and you looked for jobs. Now tell us, you're finishing your AEGD residency. We'll talk about that in a minute. You're looking to get a job in the next 2 months or so. Tell us about your process. How are you approaching it? What type of office you're looking for? If there's a D3 out there saying, I'm going to be in these shoes in a year, or a D4 going to a program, how are you approaching this process system-wise?
I think I got some great advice from you actually, in that don't say no to an interview and just talk to a lot of people. So I've probably interviewed at like 40 spots at this point. And I think just talking to a lot of people has taught me a lot on what I'm looking for. And I think just as a young dentist, I've got a lot of momentum coming out of this AEGD program. And I'd like to work for someone who's going to mentor me to push that momentum in the right direction.
I love that. We talk about mentorship, money, and morale. I also want to share, we're just showing, I made a whole list here of 9 questions to ask on a job interview and 2 must-dos. If you would like to get it, just text WTF to 215-798-9897. This is the favorite price of dental students and residents. What's the price of this one here?
It's absolutely free.
Absolutely free, right? $16 drinks, fancy beer trims, no problem, but free for everything else. So what a system like this, how is this form? I'll give the audience an example. Where's the job? Why is the office hiring an associate? Car versus boat. Would I be able to speak with a past associate? What's the average PPO adjustment? Will I have a dental assistant? This checklist, how's it helped you on your interviews?
Well, like we talked about, it's a systematic approach and you won't fail with it. I mean, make sure that you have those 9 questions answered and you'll get a very good sense of what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, and the 2 must-dos: have an attorney look at your contract. Just want to share, this is not a knockdown, drag out fight in court. I did share with you before, but like I pretty much require our associates to take our contract to an attorney, their attorney, not ours, because I want them to know what they're signing and I want them to be aware. I mean, I just used an example. We're here in Center City, Philadelphia. If my practice was here, Parth, and I work for you, I might say, oh, Parth, this is like a half a mile restrictive covenant. But if your best friend or uncle has a practice a quarter mile away, maybe you shouldn't work for me. Maybe you shouldn't jeopardize that relationship. So go a dental focused attorney, and 2, observe at the office. Tell us, you've been observing at offices. What's the value of observing at an office before you take a job?
I think it puts you there and it lets you see your day to day. It sees the people you're going to interact with every day. You get to meet them. And then you get to see kind of the treatment plan philosophies on things. I mean, you might not agree with some of the treatment plan philosophies, and that's okay. But you want to see that in person so you can see if it's a perfect fit and it's the kind of dentistry you actually want to do.
What I talk about is like in game, how it runs in game, how the team interacts with things. One of the things I'll share with you is you also should figure out a way to pay attention to what the front desk and assistants are doing too, because they're going to be working with you. And it's not to judge them, it's just to see how do they interact, how do they work. So you've been going to interviews, you've been asking the right questions. What do you think, if someone's watching this, and what do you wish you either A, did sooner or paid attention to sooner, or even reinforce something that you did do during this interview process?
I think we've talked about it, but invest in yourself. I mean, when you're in dental school, it's not too early to do CE. I mean, there's plenty of CE in dental school that was free for us that people were paying thousands of dollars for. Like, people feel bad for you as a dental student.
Right.
They let you come to stuff for free. And then a year later, they're asking for a $5,000 check.
And actually, I share this because I was a GPR resident for 3 years, and we're doing something right now, Parth, which I think is, so there's a great book I told you about, The Cell is Human by Daniel Pink. And I have my philosophy with Dental Nachos, Dentist Job Connect, my dental office, it's very simple. If it doesn't help, it doesn't matter, right? So does an implant overdenture help? Yes. Does Job Connect help? Yes. Does Dental Nachos help? Yes. So once we've decided it helped, then we're going to be proud to share and sell that help. We're proud to kindly annoy people. One of my best implant cases, Parth, took me 3 years to get Janice to finally do it. I was like, Janice, you deserve these implants. I'm like, your denture's flopping around like a fish. I'm like, you're awesome, Janice. And she did it. You know what she said? I should have done it sooner, Dr. Paul. I'm glad you motivated me to do it. So I do want to share, and tell me what you think of this. So I have the Dental Nachos Supreme right now is $399 for the year. For dental students and new grads, it's 90% off. It's $39.90. But if you're a 2023 grad of a GPR AGD, you can only get it for that till June 30th. Because once for July 1st comes, you're paying the full dentist price. Do you think that will motivate some of the dental students and residents?
150%. I mean, save the money now.
Yeah. And you were just sharing that you watched one of our class 2C courses while you're waiting at the airport.
Mhm.
Just watching that on your phone from Dr. Matt Costa, how did that help you?
Oh, I mean, I watched it when I was in dental school, and my flight got delayed. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Go on Instagram for an hour, or let's just take a quick CE. So I popped in my headphones. And the next week, my class 2s were 100% better.
Yeah.
It took like 30 minutes, and it was a delayed flight.
And small tweak that, and I want to share just to, first I want to share, you text the word new grad to 215-798-9897. You can get that deal. Try not to lie to us, dentists 10 years out of school. You know, some dentists 10 years of school watching, like, I'm going to get a new grad discount, but
your debt's not that bad.
Yeah. But also we have so many courses on case acceptance, business, team management, that part you can put in your AirPods and go for a run and listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I want to share, I'm a big fan of Gary Vee. Listening's crazy valuable. So yes, for that class 2 course, I think it was probably really valuable if you'd be sitting at the airport, listening to Dr. Matt Costa and watching it.
Sure.
But so many courses on the Dental Nacho Supreme, you can literally just listen to while you're on the treadmill, going for a walk, commuting in your car. I mean, it's kind of nice. You get CE while you're commuting to work. So next question I want to ask you, Parth, is super important to me. The residency experience. What made you want to do a residency? Because not all your friends did it. When you were deciding yay or nay, what made you want to do one?
I think just the exposure I got, and doing it in a learning environment.
Yeah.
Learning under endodontists and periodontists is super beneficial if you're going to learn how to place an implant. You could go to a CE course, but having a periodontist behind you the whole step of the way is incredible. And it's at a learning facility, so the patient expectation is there. And so I think that's the most valuable part. You don't want to be doing some of this stuff when you're trying to impress your new boss or
and also one of the other things, probably this thought of as you're talking, so 100% right. I use that hair example. Your stylist goes to ask for help, you lose confidence, even when your stylist is trying to do a good job, right?
Yeah.
Medicine's better than dentistry. We will have a child, they freaking bring in the chief resident, the attending, everybody's working. So unfortunately with dentistry, when you bring another dentist into the room, the patient, it doesn't mean not to do it. And I've done it with my brother. I've had my dad do it for me. Doesn't mean that don't ask for help. If you need help, ask for help. But it's not easy to do in private practice. And the other thing is, I want to say part of this, the person who hires you as a practice owner, they often can't even help you with the thing you're having a problem with.
This is true.
Class 2, yes. Crown, yes. Root canal, like I haven't done that since dental school.
Yeah.
Placing an implant, that's not my thing. So when you're actually hired to do things that the practice owner doesn't do, they can't troubleshoot it with you.
100%.
They could give you like, hey, that does stinks. Your implant is not working out well. Sorry to hear it, but they can't come and help you. So it's another reason to do that. As we wrap up, Parth, I talked about the Dental Success Network. Joining a group, totally a sponsor of Nachos. You can text DSN to 215-798-9897. You've met me in person now. You follow Dental Nachos. And I want you to be totally genuine with this. The Dental Success Network costs $200 a month to join. I told you that you get access to this community of dentists that are just so amazing. Dr. Jason Tenori, I went to dental school with, Dr. Mark Costas, dentists of all ages and stages. They're sharing for the right reason. Off the free Facebook groups, which I do love a free Facebook group. I've heard of Dental Nachos. I run the thing, but there's just opportunities to be in smaller groups to learn there. What's motivated you to say, hey, I want to sign up for that?
I think we talked about it before, but I mean, surround yourself with people that you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's, just a group like that is exactly what we're doing when we join that. You're learning from their successes, you're learning from their failures. If we're going to try to strive to be some of these people, why not pick their brain and get advice from the people you want to be?
And it's a modern day study club. And I just had dinner with him last night, but Dr. Todd Fleischman, one of my best friends, when he was your age here in Center City, Philadelphia, back in like the 2004 time, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. So he signed up for a very expensive study club. And he said, I don't care, I'm the youngest person there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to ask questions. I want to learn. And that study club leader, when one of the dentists there needed to sell his fee-for-service practice, he said, you know who you should sell it to? Dr. Todd Fleischman. So he showed up, and a lot of success in life is showing up. Now, we talk about the Dental Success Network. That's a version of a modern day study club. So when you're there and you're participating and Dr. Jason Tenori knows you, there might be a chance for his friend to sell his practice to you, but it will not happen, Parth, if you don't show up. And one thing I want to bring up to you is I give out a lot of free stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tons of free stuff. But I also think it's important to pay. what do you think the value is of paying for something like the Dental Success Network? Even if you get a discount as a new dentist for something, paying for a Dr. Jason Smith and C course, tell your friends out there who are going on, you know what, I'm going to start for parts for a minute, you know, the dental focused attorney thing, I'm bringing something up.
Sure.
I go, oh, you know, like, why didn't you use a dental focused attorney? Because like your contract's terrible. You're literally crying on the outside. You have to pay all this money back. And I say to this nice dentist, the one was from here, like, why didn't you use a dental focused attorney? And they go, I didn't have the money. And I go, oh, but I was on Instagram and I saw you in Cancun. Are they giving out free trips to Cancun? And I say that to be supportive, but also they were way too cheap on protecting their career. So where do you think the value of paying for a Dental Success Network or Jason Smithson comes into play, even as a new dentist with debt?
I think, you know, it's not a big price to pay to save money in the future. I mean, if you can learn from people's failures will cost you a lot more money than what that fee, whatever it is, will cost you. So put the money in right now so you don't have to pay for it later.
And I always share, you know, when you pay attention. And at some point, all the free stuff, it's for awareness, it's to know what's out there. And there is gold being delivered. Gary Vee has given me gold for free, right? But to really start to move something forward, you got to invest in it, and investing in it is a financial thing. And it's not about $10,000 a month or $100,000 a year. It's about saying, I am going to commit this amount of money to making this thing better. So appreciate you sharing with us, Parth. Before we wrap up, just tell people, how could they reach out to you to follow your story?
So Instagram is great. It's _Parth, PARTH _Pat, PAT, or email Parth, PARTH 6593 @gmail.com. Happy to answer any questions or guide anyone through an AEGD GPR path. So
awesome, man. What the most important thing I want you to text me tomorrow morning is, where did you go eat tonight here in Philadelphia? Well, how did you're going to go out with your cousin? I'm voting for Elvez. We'll see what happens. Thanks so much, Parth.